The Museum of Flight has been educating and capturing imagination since 1965. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the museum has had to shut its doors to the public, cutting off a vital source of funds for the organization. GiveBIG Washington is a fundraising event benefiting local nonprofits, including the Museum of Flight. Wednesday, May 6th at 12 p.m., join the Virtual Air Traffic Simulation Network as we take to the skies in a virtual fly-in at the home of the Museum of Flight, Boeing Field, all live on Twitch TV.
You ready to get this thing on the road? Well, look, I've kept it mostly straight and the blue side's up, and that's what you told me to do, right?
Yeah, blue side up, brown side down, doing great.
Don't miss the special guests, interviews, and even live aviation trivia. Virtual pilots from all over the world will be hopping into their simulators to join us. Our goal, to raise $5,000 to help the Museum of Flight fund its programs and weather the turbulence. Head to givebig.org/MOF-flyin at noon on Wednesday, May 6th, and throughout the day to join in the fun. See you in the sky.
I'm just letting the plane tell me what it wants to do, and what it wants to do apparently is go in every direction at the exact same time.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Chelsea, good evening. How are you? Making sure you can hear me.
Yep, I can hear you.
Grand.
Flying those flights tonight, aren't you?
What's that you say now? Sorry, not such a good connection over there.
Now I can't hear you.
Yeah, you got a connection's red over where you're at, so.
And now I can hear you.
Yep. All right. Let's see. I think we're ready to go. Enable performance mode. Well, I don't know whether I'm going to have my co-pilot today or not. What we have is a much larger plane than I'm used to.
Alec is troubleshooting internet issues. He should be on shortly.
Oh, I see. Well, I've made you a co-host, so once he gets in and attempts to access, if you can let him in, that'd just be
Great.
dynamite. In the meantime, I'm gonna...
The auto entry link worked, by the way.
Oh, good. Glad to hear it. All right, let's see. Battery off, alternator off.
What are we flying tonight, Charles? I don't think you've told everybody.
This is an MD-82, and part of what we've got as a challenge on Wednesday is so many different aircraft to fly, and we've got some great special guests, and some of those special guests have flown some, as they might put it, some real big metal. And outside of the Concorde, which I think everybody doesn't want me to repeat, I haven't had a whole lot of experience flying these very large jets. So I thought I might give it a little bit of a college try today and try to fly something big. I don't have a long route. We're going to go south, and we're going to basically turn up and head north and then come around and land back here. I've got about 1/4 of the normal fuel tank of an MD-82 just to make sure that we don't end up too heavy for landing. But beyond that, I don't know a whole heck of a lot about how to run this aircraft, and I'm hoping, just hoping, that my co-pilot will be here to help me out. Prep electrical systems. APU starter on. Yes, that's what we need. Aha. Ah. Excellent. All systems coming online. Okay. Starters off. Looks like hydraulic pressure is working. Look at that. Very cool. Rudder travel unrestricted. I better tell everybody to put their seatbelts on. Seems reasonable. There will be no smoking on this flight. Wow, these are amazing. It's just incredible to look at all these. Okay, everything's good with the EPU, or the APU. That's all working well. I don't need to worry about cabin pressure. Let's go ahead and get your lights on. Beacon, nav, strobe, taxi. Fuel pumps on. De-ice, pitot heat, not necessary. Let's have a look here. Painted in American colors tonight. Glorious. Now I feel like we have spoilers set. We probably ought not to. It's like it's set for, let's see, APU power. Yeah, that's fine. Everything there is good. Let me see if the throttles work. No. Ah, I see. That was just the APU. There we go. Oil pressure. This is glorious. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and set. I'm going to start setting my altimeter for. We'll get up to 15,000. Overcast at 10,000. I don't know where the cloud tops are, but we're going to try 15,000 and see if that works for us. And we'll set the heading to, let's see, flight planner heading 196 to or 174 to Alder. Perfect. That didn't feel right. Something was wrong with the engines there. Let's try again. Okay, master caution. Thank you. I'm watching. There we go. Okay, there we go. Fuel flow and EGT looks good. On the right engine. Now we're starting to spin up. Oof. God, those are some big engines. Okay, now I'm seeing what I would expect to see. Ooh, look at that. Weather radar. That's pretty cool. Okay. EGT is stabilizing at looks like 300. And 2 at 54 on both engines. Total fuel 34. And if we take a look real quick, so I told you I put it to about 1/4 of what I would expect. Now we know that total fuel 34.31. Oh my god, hang on a second. 43.99 pounds to go all where we're going. Oh, I'm gonna run out of fuel. Well, I'm sure glad I didn't. Oh, that's interesting. So 8,000 pounds. That must be in. That's in kilograms. Oh, come on. Why is this in kilograms? 35 kilograms in pounds.
Especially because that's not a British aircraft.
I know. Okay, fine. You know what? 36 kg in pounds. Yes, there we go. 8,000 pounds of fuel. Thank you. My goodness. I thought I was, it's going to take me 4,300 pounds of fuel to actually do the entire loop and then make the approach and come back. And so I'm seeing this number that says, 3629. Oh, this is the worst. And I'm going to die. It's, no. You have to account for the metric system, apparently. All right, let's see. Okay, throttles are responsive. Okay, spoilers, they haven't retracted yet. It's kind of odd, but alright. Okay, flaps are down, that's good. Let me put the flaps up 2 notches here. Alright, gorgeous. Alright, flaps down 1 notch. Well, we will get our co-pilot when we get him, so let's get rolling. Let's see. Parking brakes are off. I know it says rudder movement unrestricted. I know that's a warning. I don't know what it means. We're moving on. Now let's see. Standard cruise on this aircraft is 400 knots plus, something like Mach 0.7. So she moves fast. I don't want to hit that truck. Everybody watch out for that BMW. That's just a baggage cart. No need to panic. My annunciator panel up there doesn't say that I have any problems. That's good. There's that BMW.
Approaching runway 14 right.
Thank you for flight.
Entered runway 14 right. 9,800 feet remaining.
All right, 9,800 feet. I think we can take off in that, especially if we only have a quarter of our fuel.
Your co-pilot's about to join you.
Oh, I'm excited. Well, he's coming for the fun parts. He didn't have to be here for the pre-flight.
All right, I'm online. I don't know what's going on. Like, every device that I own is connecting to the Wi-Fi just great.
Yeah.
But my PC that I just installed a Wi-Fi card into because it's too far away from our router,
Oh yeah.
is just like not
Well,
not working.
That's the worst, man. I'm sorry.
Like, it'll connect to. So we've got Xfinity, and it'll connect to the Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspot that like everybody has,
Oh sure.
but it won't connect to ours. And what's also perplexing is that not 2 days ago it was great. It was like working perfectly, and now it's gone back to how it was when I first installed the card. So I'm like not sure how to fix things.
Boy, that's rough.
That's pretty annoying. Anyway, let me see if I can. Okay, is it MOF VFS? Yes.
You got it.
Ooh, big plane.
It is. All right. One for right headed south. I can't believe the weather tonight. You've all, for the folks here in Seattle, you all saw it earlier today. Just terrible. And then for this few hours, just a gorgeous hole in the sky. Can't explain it.
Yeah, it's springtime in Seattle.
Yes, it is. Well, anyway, here let me see. Do we have? Are we showing the flight? We are showing the flight, so you can see what we're gonna do. I'm using just the intersections here, or the waypoints here. KBFI to Alder to Melee to ULES to Airy to Zone of to Matey to Amiki, and then back to KBFI. So I'm going to try to fly it around 15,000 feet. Total distance is going to be 286 nautical miles, and at cruise 42 minutes. So we'll see how we can get in, if we can get in on time.
How high are you flying?
Only 15,000 at this point. I see overcast at 10,000, but I don't know what the tops are.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good.
And I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Like max climb is? Is it for these pressurized aircraft? You can climb pretty quick. Like, is it 2,000 or
More than that. I mean, it kind of depends on how heavy you are, but I mean,
we're light.
Yeah.
I've got a quarter of my fuel. I pulled 3/4 of my fuel out since this is a short flight.
Then you're flying a Mad Dog.
Yeah.
I expect you're gonna get pretty good performance out of it. Then I don't know how good, but should be rocking.
Well, let's find out. You ready to go?
Yeah, and as always, 250 knots below 10 is your rule of thumb there.
250 knots is where we want to keep it, below 10,000.
Yep, that's the law.
I wouldn't dream of disobeying the law.
The law, man.
Oh, keep it on Keep it on the runway there, Haas. If we don't obey the law, they're going to send the man in the BMW after us.
Oh, he's always there anyway.
I know. Ooh, yeah. We're going way too fast already, aren't we?
How quick are we going?
320.
American 921, check your speed.
Okay, yep. No, American 921, we see it.
We'll put the paperwork in there for you, don't you worry.
We're going to do the paperwork real good then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. All right, well, in 250, AP, heading Alt VS. Oh, yeah. Let's take a look here.
Why is everything just smoking?
Don't worry about
it. Well, it's an MZ-80, that's why.
Why? Come on now. IAS. Throttle back.
What's your,
I thought I had, sorry, I didn't have the auto throttle arm the way I thought I did.
Gotcha.
Looks like I gotta control the, throttle myself. Yeah. Are we really only 2,000 feet above the ground? The heck with you. Let's get up there. There we go. Let me see now. Where am I going to find my vertical speed here? Got my autopilot. Actually, now that I was, you know what? I was reading the wrong thing. That's my Mach indicator. My IAS isn't even close to max. I was having a panic there for a second. What the heck is wrong with you? IAS 251. Auto throttle on, please. And we'll turn that down to 240. There we go. Okay, I think we're starting to dial in on it. So, passing 5,000. I have a little weather radar there. Speed's dialed in. Where is my vertical? Where's my vertical speed, man?
It looks like a TCAS display just to the right of your knob display, below and to the right of your attitude indicator.
What? Wait, hang on, what? TCAS display below to the right of my attitude indicator?
No, so you're looking for the vertical speed indicator?
I am, yeah.
Look below your altimeter.
This guy? Yep.
Yeah, that guy.
Wow, that's fascinating. I would not have thought. I would not have thought that was actually a vertical speed indicator. Very interesting.
Like your autopod's coming in about 2,000 feet per minute up.
Yep, that's what I told it to shoot for. We can probably hold more than that. We can probably crank it to 3,000 feet a minute without any problems. Whoop! METAR changed. Yeah.
There's just pouring smoke out the back.
Yeah, I know. It does not look like that on mine. It's on my machine. It's sort of translucent. It's that kind of like heat haze, that kind of, you know. But when it gets captured by OBS and streamed out, somehow that alpha channel is lost, and it just looks like it's pouring black smoke. It just looks like I'm a walking emergency.
That's the Mad Dog, though, pretty much.
Well, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's not a clean aircraft. You know, I like it though.
They had So I've got a friend who's a controller down in Pensacola, and that Delta flies in there with the MD-80s.
Oh yeah.
And she said that they've had, in her time there, just when she's been on duty, they've had 3 or 4 deep core engine stalls occur, or just like other big emergencies where they've had to basically return to the field.
Did you say deep core engine stall?
Yeah, they're terrifying.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Without getting too deep in the weeds, you know how air flows over the wing, nice undisturbed air creates lift?
Sure.
That's how the thing flies. And how if the direction that the wind's coming at the aircraft and the angle of the wing exceed a certain angle of difference, then the wing would lose its aerodynamic lifting capabilities and then stall.
That's right.
So engine fan blades and compressor blades operate off the same principles basically as a wing, and as the air passes through multiple stages or compressor fan sections, the individual compressor blades will kind of like, they're like tiny airfoils kind of, and they will push the air deeper into the engine and compress it more and more and more.
Sure.
A deep core engine stalls when a compressor section towards the core of the engine, pretty deep in there, loses compression. So those small individual fan blades basically stall.
Jeez.
And the extremely high air pressure that air is kept at basically blows back out the front of the engine, and it pukes all kinds of parts and metal and flame and bad stuff. And it's very loud. It's very loud.
And you said that it all comes out the front of the engine.
I mean, I haven't seen one in person, but from what I understand of it, the majority would come out the front. You might have some out the back as well. But,
I mean, and considering how much pressure there is going toward the front of the engine, that must be an explosion with some force.
Yeah, you can hear it around the entire airport. It sounds kind of like an explosion, like a bomb. Like in the tower cab, which is generally pretty dampened for ambient noise, it's like immediately apparent that something's up.
And so this would be a problem that's sort of under the rather pedestrian heading of a compressor stall, but
yeah,
it's
so
catastrophic.
It falls into a compressor stall, but the stall itself occurs deep inside the engine, like in the 10th stage or however many.
Because the compressors are multiple stages.
Yeah.
And they compress the air, and then that gets compressed, and that gets compressed, and that gets compressed, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so then you have super compressed air, and the physical reaction can't be sustained, and so the air essentially escapes out the other side.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oof.
Kind of like a reverses flow, and then out the back, I'm assuming you've got some indication of like flame, because you suddenly lost that ideal fuel to air mixture.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know everything specifically about how it works. I'd be curious to read about that. Actually, I've never had it happen to me personally, but it's pretty. From an observer's standpoint, it's pretty terrifying.
That sounds pretty terrifying. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and turn on to our next waypoint here. We're gonna turn into melee. That's 100. It's 196 magnetic, and then now that we're at 15,000 feet, can we go ahead and advance the throttles?
Yeah, you can go up to any speed that you would that you care for, or that's in your plan, I guess.
Well, I don't think we're gonna be able to go up to 400, but let's go up to 300 and see how that treats us.
Is that 400 true that you filed?
IAS and
I mean, I'm guessing if you put it on like a plan, they request a plan to true airspeed.
Well,
which is not going to be the same as what's indicated on your airspeed indicator.
I see. Well, let's see where our TAS is. Our TAS right there, 177 knots. True airspeed. Right?
Where are you looking?
That's actually going to be just to the left of the indicated airspeed in the co-pilot station.
So it's over on the other side, over by the right seat?
Over by the right seat, just below the landing gear handle.
Oh. Oh, 4 flights. No, I can't quite see it from here.
Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
I trust you.
I think that's it anyhow.
Just to the left of the gear handle.
Just to the right, just below to the right of the gear handle. TAS and SAT.
Oh, true airspeed 180.
Can that be right?
No, that's... I feel like that's relating... TAS. No, because you're doing 300 indicated, which even in like light winds at that altitude would equate to something higher.
And I'm doing 309 ground speed at this point, so...
TAS 180.
What could that mean?
It's above the static air temp, but it's not a temperature that I know of.
No.
Freaking McDonnell Douglas, man, this thing's a mystery.
All right, let's see. Well, where would we learn our true airspeed from? Where might we go to learn that?
Sometimes it's on your airspeed indicator as like another needle, but I don't see it on that one.
No, all I have are bugs. Bug.
Head down to your nav display.
Okay.
Look at your nav display.
This guy? Oh, TAS. There it is. 347. 347 TAS.
Oh, you're screaming. Okay.
Guess so. Let's do a flyby here.
Spooky.
American Airlines. Smoking up the skies. Let me see here. So, my plan here was to basically just start turning right around, let's see, KTDO. What is that? Ed Carlson Memorial Field. Okay, sure. Guess it used to be Toledo.
Oh, I think I've actually landed there.
Yeah. Southeast of Centralia.
Yep.
And then we're going to head up to ULES, which is a waypoint here west of Sanderson Field and Shelton. I'm using the IFR low charts. Okay. Something special in the air, says Harbor Blue. That's right. Let's see. How's everybody doing back there in the passengers? Oh, well. Guess we're stuck in here. Alright. So ULIS 307. Plug that in, we'll start our turn. Because it's a bit of a hairpin, so we'll just kind of do a nice gentle turn here. Okay, so if I look at my indicated airspeed here, I've got a red and white barber pole that looks like 340 knots. I don't know what is sort of contributing to that red and white barber pole being there, but I take that as kind of a sign that we shouldn't exceed that airspeed.
Yeah, that's going to be your maximum airspeed, and typically that's going to be a function of, well, the airframe itself has a maximum maximum airspeed indicated limitation. And as you transition into the Machs, that might shift down as your maximum Mach number might become limiting.
Right. I think it's 0.77 Mach, and so of course as we increase our altitude, we can reach a higher Mach number much quicker. And so either your IAS is going to be your limiting factor or your Mach number is going to be your limiting factor, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, then I don't know who sold me this bill of goods that its cruise speed was 430 knots, because I think they sold me a bunch of crap.
At its optimal cruising altitudes, I have no doubt that it could get to that speed, true airspeed. Indicated airspeed, as you increase altitude, if you just basically try to maintain a constant, like, true airspeed, as you gain altitude, indicated airspeed is going to drop off, because indicated airspeed is really a function of, like, basically how many air molecules pass over the wing.
Well, then if we're up higher, there's going to be less air pressure, so there's going to be fewer air molecules anyway.
Yeah, so you'd see a reduced indicated airspeed up at altitude for a constant true airspeed.
And of course, though, you still have to look at indicated airspeed, because IAS is going to have a lot to do with your stall speed. If you do not have enough air molecules passing over your wing, you will stall.
That's exactly right. The airplane's wing cares a lot about the indicated airspeed. That is the air that it can actually, work with.
Right. So your stall speed is your stall speed of your with IAS. So you have to respect it no matter where you are.
Yeah.
All right. So let's take a look at our true airspeed, 345, ground speed 345. So that would indicate to me that there's not a lot of wind effect up here, at least. Maybe there is to the side. Maybe there is, but we're not getting a headwind or a tailwind. Let's take a look here at the weather situation. Yeah, definitely a hole in the clouds. It's pretty exciting to have a little bit of VFR today. I was thinking we were going to be just doing instruments all evening, personally.
Yeah, cleared out real good.
Sure did. Oh, cleared out real good, then.
Yeah, sure.
Well, now, I gotta say, I'm sweating a little bit about Wednesday. I've seen it good weather, then bad weather, then good weather, then bad weather again. I think at this point it's anybody's guess.
Yeah, typically I trust the aviation forecast pretty well, but the good thing is that we're in a sim, so if we have to change things, then we can.
We can, except if we use XPilot.
Does it automatically upload the current weather?
Yes, I talked to Johnny about this because I was fascinated about the idea. I asked him, I said, so you've got 100 pilots, and they're all in this airport, but if they are all tuned in and they've got their X plane or their Flight Sim X, and who's to say they won't change their time of day and their weather and all these other things? How can that possibly work? And he goes, oh,
Seriously.
the X-Plane client and the other clients for FSX and P3D, they push real-world weather down to the clients.
Cool.
It's an elegant solution, but it does mean that we are beholden to whatever the current weather is at Boeing Field when we do this thing, and I'm just kind of hoping to see some blue skies, you know?
Seriously.
Now, what we can do for our interviews, if it's too bad, we can essentially for the interviews that we're doing, we can disconnect XPilot temporarily, change the conditions, and have nice conditions for at least the interviews.
Ideally, we would definitely want that.
I feel like that. I feel like having a good flying experience and a good visual experience is really important. For an interview, especially if we have something like the Stearman biplane. We want to be able to really kind of experience it. Wow, look at that. Look out that window at 11 o'clock there. We can see the transition from land into water. There's a beautiful reflection down there.
That's cool.
That's pretty slick. I like that.
Oh.
So let's see now. What's that going to be? Is it going to be Aberdeen and? Let me see. Let me take a look at the VFR sectional real quick. Oh yeah, I mean that's the ocean. Wow, really? I think that's Willapa Bay.
I thought you guys were going to Centralia.
We are way over Centralia. We're north of Centralia now, and off to our left is going to be South Bend and Willapa Bay. That's where you can see the transition from the land into the water off the left-hand side. That's the Pacific Ocean out there. Before you know it, you're to the ocean. Unbelievable.
Wait a second.
Sure.
I think I might have found a problem with my internet. This works. I am an idiot.
What's going on there, big guy?
I was using the wrong password. Oh my god.
No way.
Oh my god. Oh,
Oh man.
just set me on fire.
You're about to have a much better experience. It's gonna be great.
God, that is just unfortunate.
It's gonna be fine, my man. It's gonna be fine. Now let me see. So we're heading north to Erie, and we'll have about 30 minutes to go from there. So we're going to be a little bit late getting into the airport. Oh, what's this now? Master caution.
Oh, what do you got? What happened?
Well, I don't know. I don't have anything on my annunciator panel up here.
Check your fuel panel.
Oh, do you think we hit like some kind of bingo warning?
Potentially, you hit something in the center tanks. If it's got them, they may have run dry.
Center tanks are dry. We have left main and right main left. Total fuel, 1,700 and change. So I'm just.
Do you have pump switches for the center tank on the overhead somewhere?
Yeah, I do actually, but do I want to pump something into them?
No, the airplane should be drawn from the wing tank, so you can turn the center tank pumps off.
Got it. Center tank pumps are off.
And if the master caution doesn't extinguish, then you can press it, I think.
Push. There we go.
I should mention I don't have any idea what I'm doing. I'm going off of what I know from the Airbus and the Boeing.
It's okay. I'm not looking at you and saying, "Oh my God, if this fails, it's your fault." Like that's not.
I was kind of like, well, I hope the engines don't die, but I'm pretty sure we've got like a 10% chance of that happening.
Okay, well, hang on now. I mean, no, I think it's going to be fine. All right, so we have 1671. We're losing about 1 pound of fuel per second, right? So we have 1667 seconds divided by 60 equals 27 minutes. All right, let me take a look real quick and see how much time we have. Oh, good. We have 26 minutes left to get back to KBFI.
Wait, are you into your reserve? Wait, so how many do you have in each tank now for fuel?
823
Pounds per tank?
kilograms.
Kilograms?
Yeah, seriously, kilograms. Look.
Is there not a pounds option?
Well, I don't know if there's a pounds option, but they've literally etched KGS into the fuel quantity.
Okay, hang on. 823 kilograms. Pounds. 1814. What's your current fuel burn per side? I'm just gonna check the math.
1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000.
I think you got a gauge for it.
Oh, I do? Oh, sorry, I was just using the old method. I was just using the old method, man. Let's see. Pressure, temperature,
Look in the
RAT,
middle console.
fuel. Fuel flow times 10. 195.
Per side?
Well, it kind of looks like it to me. Fuel.
So you've got...
Flow / used. Wait, hang on. Oh, it doesn't do anything. Arg. It's got to be kgph though. It's got to be kilograms per hour. 200 kilograms per hour per side.
2 kilograms per hour per side. Okay.
2,000. No.
2,000?
2,000 kilograms per hour per side. So we have under 1/3 of an hour left. We have 20 minutes.
Yeah, you should probably land.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. How about this? What if we start our descent nice and easy, pull our throttles back, and see if we can save a little bit of fuel? Well, I think it's a good idea.
Wait. What also land?
Okay. You know what? I'll do both.
Where are you now? You're on practically a very extended downwind over the Olympics, so I probably wouldn't descend very far.
Oh, yeah. No, I see your point now.
I feel like the grid altitudes cap out around 8,000 over there.
Okay.
So,
10.
as long as you keep it around 8. I could be wrong.
10,000 it will be.
Let's go to Sky Vector and see what our VFR grid altitudes are. Yeah, 8.3. You're over 8.1 right now, so just don't go below 8,000 in this area. Wait till you're towards the edge of the peninsula before you make any drastic moves.
You got it, my man. Hey, let me ask you a question. Why are these spoilers up?
Is your spoiler lever deployed?
Hey, Alec. Hey. Where's the spoiler lever?
Look around your throttles.
Okay, all right. Let's see.
Look for a little lever. It should be skinny. That's kind of like pulled what looks like back.
Oh yeah. Is it this guy? No.
You
Fuel left handle. No, I don't want to mess with that. Fuel right handle. Speed brakes.
Oh yeah, retract the speed brake lever. It might be that thing that looks like a stapler.
Yeah. I'm trying and it doesn't want to go. Oh, ugh, yeah. There we go. Ooh, we're gonna be cooking now. I gotta turn the speed down. We're going 300 knots while we're descending, and we're only burning 350 kilograms an hour now.
Yeehaw.
Yippee-ki-yay. America.
Speaking of that, have you ever watched Sin City?
The movie?
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah, years ago.
Yeah, we just watched it last night.
Like for the first time, or?
It was my first time. Ginger's upteenth time. I'm not sure how many times she's actually watched it.
Well, what did you think?
It was interesting. Gruesomely violent.
Yes, it was.
Hello.
I see. All right.
I just thought that like having Elijah Wood in it was I couldn't because I think that was pre-Lord of the Rings for him. So he was at that point he was probably some like basically no-name actor, and then he did that. And I just can't unsee the fact that it's like Elijah Wood is this evil
with the glasses and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this whole sky vector, and you were sure where the mountains were and everything, that's going to come in really handy because I can't see anything now.
Oh, yeah, you're IMC. Okay, so for sure don't go Self-Justice Warriors. Elijah Wood was never no-name. He was at some point a no-name actor.
Yes, he was at some point a no-name actor.
He was a child actor? When did... Okay, I'm looking this up now. Also, don't go below 8,000, otherwise you could crash.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's...
Elijah Wood actor.
Wasn't he? Because like, it was like years ago. He was in Bobby, which was that like ensemble piece about Bobby Kennedy.
He had a minor role in Back to the Future Part 2.
What? Did he? That's
Apparently.
that's fascinating. I like that. Sofa Justice Warriors will not accept your interpretation of Elijah Wood's work.
Way after Lord of the Rings.
Well,
no way.
You gotta go on the internet and start saying stuff. You better be able to back it up.
The Fellowship of the Ring came out in 2000. Okay, so it was like 2 years after Lord of the Rings. That came out in 2001? I was 11?
You're discovering all kinds of stuff, aren't you?
Yeah. It's really a day of discovery.
All right, so I think we're actually heading past the Olympics. We're going to be able to hit Port Angeles, and we're going to be in the Straits, and so we have the opportunity to essentially shortcut our route and turn eastbound now, sort of point it like Everett.
I'd do it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do direct to Amiki 60060 heading, and that'll actually put us. That if we turn now, we'll actually be south of Whidbey Naval Air Station's operating area, so that's good. Plus, we'll be south of some of the weather that's up past the convergence zone. So
A convergence zone.
I just say that any chance I get. It just sounds really cool. Well, here I go again with the massive speed here, like. Okay, current fuel quantity 643 kilograms in each wing. If I were to burn at our 200 or at our 2,000 an hour now, we'd still have. We'd have what? More than. Let's see, 600. We'd have a quarter of an hour or something like that, 15 minutes.
You can start your descent now. You're over the strait.
Sweet. Well, let's think about real quick here. Amiki to KBFI. Total distance now 75 nautical miles. Where do we want to descend to? Like between Amiki and KBFI is about 40 miles. So do we want to descend any lower than 10,000 before we actually get on course for KBFI?
Oh, yeah. I mean, at this point, you're clear of terrain as long as you stay over the sound. Let me just look at your ForeFlight. Yeah, if you want to turn to a heading of about 110.
Yep.
Start bringing it down. I'm going to look at your plate real quick.
Sure.
For,
Did you want me to pull up a plate?
yeah, you know what? Do you know how to do like guileless approaches and stuff?
Not really, no.
Oh, that's cool.
No, it's not really. No, it's not really that cool.
All right. So we're gonna go through a crash course, okay?
Sounds good.
No better time
Okay.
to learn.
There's no better time than the present.
Quite literally.
Okay. So Charles, do you know how to tune radios in that bird?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Find your nav radio.
Yep, I have it.
And I want you to plug in the frequency 110.9.
110.9 plugged into nav 1.
Okay. Look at your nav display in front of you.
Okay.
You should see maybe a course knob there, maybe. Option to set a course.
I do not.
Oh, God.
Give me a second. I have it. That's ADF, isn't it? Or is that VOR?
You don't want AD. Do you have a VOR receiver on there anywhere?
There should be. Hang on a second.
That's gonna be that's your RMI. That's pointed towards ADFs.
It's kind of surprising, actually, now that you...
What I need is a way to set an approach course. Look closer at your attitude indicator display. Are those buttons to each side of what looks like a inclinometer?
No, they aren't buttons.
Ugh. Look at the bottom of your nav display. Nope, it's the same thing. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, look up at your glare shield panel.
Up here?
No, where you dial in altitudes and speeds and stuff for the
Oh, yeah,
autopilot.
okay, sure.
Destination ATIS is
There's, I
127.75.
think next to the field that's displaying your ILS frequency should be the course knob.
Yep.
Dial that course knob to 135.
135. Okay, dialed in.
All right, and have a look-see at the approach plate for the ILS or localizer runway 14 right at
14
BFI.
14 right at BFI. Okay, ILS localizer plate 14 right.
Okay, have a look at that.
Okay. 35. Let me see now. Ah, darn it. Let's slow it down a little bit. Okay, ISOG, Toge. So, the pattern out there, 2.4. I wish I didn't have to add all these together. 1.6, that's 3 miles. 2 miles is 5 miles. 7 miles. So we should be down to 2,200 feet above ground level?
Yeah, outside of Isoji, I feel like that's what they pronounce as. You should be at about 2,200 feet to join.
Okay.
If you want to pull up your flight map and see where we are approximately, then we'll see how we're doing.
You got it. Looks like we are 40 nautical miles from KBFI. I don't know where I'd find. Do you think that Isoji and these things are actually on this map? Or?
They're not going to appear on there. No. What I would do now is just start a descent down to your target altitude.
Okay, 2200.
And just try to stay in this general vicinity.
Okay.
So maybe do like a circling descent.
Oh, I should stay in this vicinity.
Yeah, because you're pretty close to the approach course for your runway.
Got it. All right.
I don't know where the lateral. You're gonna see lateral guidance.
Actually, it does look like the. I've got needles now.
Where? Oh, yeah. Okay, you've got the lateral deviations there underneath. Vertical deviation is on the right of the attitude indicator. So when you actually get on the course and everything, you're going to want to try to keep those two pink diamonds right in the middle of their respective scales.
Okay. So underneath the artificial horizon is it looks like 00100. It's those little dots. There's a pink box around those. Does the pink box being around the further to the right O indicate that I need to steer right in order to get back on course?
Yes, the pink indicates the position of your course relative to your aircraft. So if the pink dot's to the right, you're going to want to deviate your course over to the right in order to rejoin that.
I see. And since the course is dialed into 135, once that pink box hits the center I beam, that would indicate that I'm on, and I should turn my heading to 135 to stay on center line.
Exactly. Plus or minus any kind of correction you'd need for a crosswind. But yeah.
Got it.
And then you're going to do a similar thing, but vertically there on the right's tracking your glide slope in.
Got it.
Again, the pink's going to indicate the position of the glide slope relative to your aircraft. So if it's above that kind of middle hash mark, that means that the glide slope path is above you, so you'll have to reduce your rate of descent to recapture it.
I see. Well, and that'll be partially because we're so far out from our target. Let me see. Direct to KBFI. 22 nautical miles to KBFI at this point.
So you're doing, where's Soji? 6 point. So Toge. Soji is 9. It's actually doing pretty good.
Hey, I'm doing pretty good.
But an ILS approach is for sure one that you want to like keep it on your gauges for.
Got it. Let me see. I feel like I've been turning right and turning right and turning right, but I'm not seeing that box move at all.
Well, you're not quite on the course yet, and I have seen it move. It's actually switched from the left to the right as you crossed over the approach course.
Yeah, okay, it's going to do it again, I would imagine.
Yeah, in fact, if you look at it, it might be coming in. It's hard to see on the stream, though.
I know. Yeah, I just don't... it just doesn't feel like it's doing anything, but...
Well, let it keep coming in this way.
I'm going to, switch it back over to the plate real quick. I don't know, man.
Go back to your.
Oh, there it goes.
Turn.
Yep, there it goes.
All right, got it.
When it decides to really jump over, it just decides to jump over. So I'm gonna have to correct back because.
Yeah, so start your turn inbound and track that thing all the way in. And at this point, you should also be receiving glide slope as well, so you can start to shallow out the descent and get your speed under control.
Yep.
As you start tracking that glide slope.
Yep, you got it. This is a bit of a steep turn, man. All passengers' fruit cups and everything flying all over the place.
Feeling ill.
Ma'am, these croissants are stale. We'll deal with it when we get on the ground, sir.
At this point, I might use a bit of speed brakes to help you slow down. You're doing about 3 something.
Speed brakes deployed. Okay, down to 250. 240.
Better. Then once you get to 2,200, I think your glide slope's still full scale deflection up. You can go ahead and stop your descent at 2,200 and wait for that glide slope indicator to move.
Copy that. Okay, gonna start leveling it off. And I think I've got KBFI in sight. We have visual.
Perfect.
Speed is very low, sir. 180. Those bugs don't mean anything. I set them arbitrarily, so I don't even have my stall speeds.
Now there's speed indicators for larger craft. You can you'll see your stall speed flaps now.
Okay, at 2,200, current distance is 7.8 nautical miles. So based on the plate, then we should start descending, no?
Yeah, look for your glide slope indicator.
Yep, we're on glide slope. So I'm gonna go ahead and start coming down.
At your approach speed, your vertical speed is going to be somewhere between about 700 to 1,000 feet down. That's kind of a good judge.
Got it.
Runway. Look at that.
Yep.
And for approach speed, I'd say a safe bet would be 140-ish with all of your gear and your flaps out, and make sure that your speed brakes are also retracted.
Okay, retracting speed brakes, and I'm going to go ahead and punch in 1 notch of flaps. Gear, I assume. Yeah. I think I could actually use those speed brakes again, personally. And the descent was not fast enough, unfortunately, so I need to really dump it now. Okay, we're getting back on glide slope. 3 greens, gears down, speed 160. Another notch of flaps. I hate to say it, but I think I see traffic on 1-4. I see traffic on 1-4 right.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. He's exiting the runway.
2 mile final runway 14 right.
I'm giving it a little bit of gas.
Did you just grease it on?
I did.
Whew! Look at that. You're by far the easiest student that I've ever had in explaining how to land an airplane or shoot an ILS.
I appreciate it, and I also appreciate you. Appreciate the good humor you had in teaching me to do that in an MD-82.
Yeah, especially back then I don't have a type in that thing, so we were both trying to scan the cockpit for where
Oh. Hey, I don't feel too bad about what we did today, my friend.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, the whole thing about like ILS is just the basics of it, trying to keep the pink in the middle's not too hard. It's all the extra stuff, all the rules attached to how to properly do the procedure and everything else. But today I'd say you got her on the ground, you did real good.
Yeah. I appreciate it. You sounded as crabby as a crew chief there.
Yeah, did real good, real good.
Yeah, real good. Well, you did okay, I guess. Not the worst I've seen.
I'm gonna go drink myself under the table now.
It ain't much, but it's a living.
Much. Damn pilots ruined my.
Well, I'm gonna go park it at the Museum of Flight.
Oh, that's a good plan. Wow.
Well, I know this took a little bit longer than the usual, but I appreciate all the support, and good spirit in today's episode. Oh, look at that!
Beautiful.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't love that?
Excuse me. Yeah.
All right. Well, that was good stuff, everybody. Thanks for letting me fly one of the big ones today. That was a confidence builder for me personally.
That was cool. You did a good job, man. Okay, so we're working on the flyer right now. It's just about done. I've got a mock-up, and we're making another one. But this should be able to help spread the word a bit quicker and a bit easier.
That sounds real good to me. I appreciate anything you can do. I'll be sending some mails out as well with some things that you can send to folks. I'll be talking to the board and some of the staff and trying to explain some of our guests and things like that, because a lot has happened in a short amount of time. So I'll keep sending out details, and please keep spreading the word. May 6th, 12 noon to 4, we're going to be out here doing this for real with lots of VATSIM pilots. We got special guests, lots of interviews, and we got trivia right after that, so we're going to have a good time. All right, I think that's going to be it for tonight. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow for another Workup. Wednesday's right around the corner.
Sounds good. Again, great job, Charles, and we'll talk later.
Good night, everybody.